Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. Rita's rewind arrives as a blast from the past, aiming to recapture the magic of the iconic 90s TV series in a retro-styled beat-em-up. Developed by Digital Eclipse, a studio known for its meticulous work on retro revivals like the Gold Master Series collection and Tetris Forever. The game sets high expectations. Does it deliver a morphinominal experience worthy of Zordon's approval, or does it fall short, becoming a forgotten relic of a bygone era? The answer, unfortunately, is a complex mix of nostalgic highs and frustrating lows. One of the game's greatest strengths lies in its aesthetics and presentation. From the moment the iconic theme song blares through your speakers, Rita's rewind throws you headfirst into a time warp. The game perfectly captures the cheesy, over-the-top aesthetic of the original series, making it a powerful nostalgia overload for fans. The pixel art is charming and vibrant, reminiscent of classic arcade cabinets, which is further enhanced by an optional arcade cabinet overlay. Character sprites are instantly recognizable, with the Rangers moving with a satisfying fluidity, their ninja flips and attacks a visual treat. Even the Putties, while somewhat generic in design, serve their purpose as punching bags. The bosses are a delightful throwback to the show's notoriously campy monster designs, similar to other characters like Bulk and Skull. The game is cleverly structured like episodes of the TV show, complete with opening and closing sequences. This episodic structure is a clever touch that adds to the game's authenticity. The music, a remix of the iconic theme and original compositions, is a standout, perfectly complementing the action and further fueling the nostalgic fire. While the sound effects are generally good, a significant issue arises with the voice acting. Each character has a limited number of voice clips, which they repeat ad nauseam. This quickly becomes grating and detracts from the otherwise excellent audio design. Some players may even find themselves muting the character voices to preserve their sanity. The core gameplay of Rita's Rewind is a side-scrolling beat-em-up, a genre that has seen a resurgence in recent years. Players take control of one of the 5 original Power Rangers, red, blue, black, pink, and yellow, each with their own unique, though functionally similar, movesets. The combat is initially satisfying, one of the game's strong points. The standard combo attacks, jump kicks, and ground pounds are responsive and impactful. The aerial combo system, activated with the up plus attack thrust, adds a layer of depth, making the combat feel dynamic and engaging at first. The levels are also well designed, incorporating references to other popular games from the genre, which is a nice touch for fans of classic beat-em-ups. However, the initial satisfaction soon gives way to frustration. The beat-em-up sections, while serviceable, lack depth and variety, revealing a significant weakness in the gameplay. Levels are linear and repetitive, with little to do beyond pummeling waves of putties. There are no weapons to pick up, no environmental interactions, and no significant changes in gameplay throughout the levels. Also, the game does not have a leveling system, therefore, there is no option to unlock new attacks. Even the boss fights, while visually impressive, follow a predictable pattern. Fight minions, chase the boss in a shooting section, and then engage in a Megazord battle. Digital Eclipse attempts to break up the monotony of the beat-em-up sections by incorporating other gameplay styles. The most prominent of these are the rail shooter segments, where you control your Ranger's Dinozord in a Star Fox-esque sequence. These sections are visually chaotic, with explosions and effects obscuring the screen, making it difficult to track your Zord and avoid obstacles. The controls feel floaty and imprecise, and the lack of a sense of depth makes judging distances a frustrating guessing game. While some players might appreciate the attempt at variety, these frustrating shooting sections ultimately detract from the overall experience. The Pink Ranger's pterodactyl Dinozord offers a slight advantage in these sections, as it can't hit ground obstacles. However, its delayed movement makes dodging enemy fire a challenge in itself. Other gameplay diversions include motorcycle riding sections, reminiscent of Mach Rider, and the first-person Megazord battle sequence that feels like a simplified version of Punch-Out! While the motorcycle sections handle better than the rail shooter segments, they still feel somewhat out of place. The Megazord battles are particularly disappointing. The controls are clunky, the attacks lack impact, and the overall experience is more frustrating than rewarding. These sections, along with the light gun shooter segment on a roller coaster, feel like tacked-on additions rather than integral parts of the gameplay. Rita's Rewind supports local co-op, which should, in theory, elevate the experience. However, the lack of differentiation between the Rangers' abilities means that playing with friends doesn't add much to the gameplay. There are no unique team-up attacks or cooperative mechanics, making the multiplayer feel rather shallow. Another missed opportunity to enhance the game. The game's short length, around 2.5 hours on normal difficulty, might encourage replayability, but the lack of depth and the repetitive nature of the gameplay makes subsequent playthroughs a chore. There are hidden collectibles to find and an S rank to achieve on each stage, but these incentives are unlikely to entice most players to endure the game's flaws multiple times. This limited replayability is a significant drawback, especially for a beat-em-up. It is worth mentioning that there are unlockable arcade games which provide another reason to replay the game. The additional games, inspired by the 80s, provide additional fun for the players and a nice distraction. These mini-games, inspired by early 80s arcade classics, are a fun diversion, but don't significantly add to the overall experience. Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. Rita's Rewind is a game that will likely appeal to die-hard fans of the original series purely for its nostalgic value. The aesthetics, presentation, and music are spot-on, transporting players back to their childhood. However, the gameplay is a mixed bag. While the core beat-em-up mechanics are initially satisfying, they quickly become repetitive and lack depth. The attempts to diversify the gameplay with other genres are largely unsuccessful, with the rail shooter and Megazord battle sections being particularly frustrating. The game is best enjoyed in short bursts, with the understanding that its primary appeal lies in its ability to transport you back to a simpler time, when giant robots and colorful heroes ruled Saturday morning television. If you're a die-hard Power Rangers fan, you'll likely find enough to enjoy here to justify a purchase. However, if you're looking for a deep and engaging beat-em-up experience, you might want to look elsewhere. Ultimately, Rita's Rewind is a flawed gem, a nostalgic trip with a few too many stumbles along the way.